Have you ever spent time with someone and afterwards you were left feeling exhausted and drained? Or maybe you come home from work feeling burned out and fatigued, and it's starting to happen more and more frequently. Today we are diving into the art of energetic protection, the way to protect your energy from being drained from different people and situations. Now, this is a follow-up on a previous video I did a few months ago on energy protection. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go back and watch that. I'll link that down below in the description. Now, to begin covering energy protection and how you can start shielding yourself so that you aren't drained, we first have to make sure that you understand energy vampires. There are hundreds of millions of people on the earth today who live exclusively from the energy of others. And they're most frequently called energy vampires. These are people, just like you and I, who karmically cannot generate their own life force. They came into this incarnation unable to do so. So they have to take energy from others. The energy that they're taking from you is actually your soul's energy. It's not just for your physical body. Now, at birth, every single person everywhere on earth is given a precise amount of energy. It's often called spiritual energy, and it goes into your soul. And you are given an exact amount, the exact precise amount that is needed to accomplish the unique role that your soul has come to earth in this lifetime to accomplish. So you really can't afford to have this energy stolen or wasted. It is so precious, and the consequences of losing out on that energy can be dire. You can actually be stopped from accomplishing your goals and even from profound spiritual growth and realization, from inner healing, and from accomplishing your soul's unique role in life. All because we simply no longer had the energy to accomplish what we needed to do. This is actually why so many professionals feel burned out in their jobs today. It's not just because their work is tedious or stressful. It's often actually because they are working in an environment surrounded by people who are constantly, intentionally draining their energy. Now, the actual process for how that drain happens is very unique, and there are precise steps to it. So we'll likely cover that in another video. Today we'll just be focused on protection and how you can shield yourself. I want you to walk away from this video with a better understanding of what's actually happening when you feel drained, and with practical steps that you can start putting in place today to protect yourself. What surprises a lot of people is that a large part of energetic protection is actually connected to your heart. In life, we have the shield of love and we have the sword of truth. These have been spoken about through spiritual traditions and religious traditions throughout human history. And we are out of balance if we have one without the other. If we have just love or just truth, but we don't have its other to balance. For example, someone could give you an intense or even harsh piece of truth, and it can be searingly painful if it's not tempered with loving intention and loving energy. Now, we're meant to walk through life living from the heart, from love. That means loving ourselves truly and not feeling like we need to change or contort ourselves, but also loving the world and loving other people, just exactly as they are. When we learn how to live from that state, from our heart, and have this authentic connection to our heart, we start becoming so much more peaceful and grounded. The little things in life that used to frustrate us or cause us anxiety, they just blow right by. They don't even touch us anymore. We also start noticing that our health improves, our overall sense of well-being improves. But there's a third piece that's also really special about this, that when you're able to dwell from your heart, when you can live from your heart in this world, you start radiating out this very calming, loving, and nurturing energy to everyone that you encounter. And it actually touches them at a very deep level as well, and can encourage them to then start wondering if they too could be a bit more loving. And it's wonderful how we can have this ripple effect on the world. Now that might sound nice, but you may be thinking that's also a bit naive. How are we supposed to be loving and open-hearted in this world and in these times? I'm sure that you've experienced very painful moments in your life, just as most people have, and they're unique to each person. Or what if you struggle with even feeling love? What if you struggle to even like yourself? Well, there can be a lot of different factors that play into that, but it's often a defense mechanism. When we struggle to feel love and acceptance towards ourselves or towards others, when we instead default to irritability or judgment, or we like to wall people off and keep them far away, it's very often a habit that we simply learned in childhood. Now, as children, we come into this world fresh-faced, open-eyed, and with a big open heart. We are completely trusting and we are open to the world. And what inevitably happens? At some point, we face very painful experiences, largely because the majority of our world has no idea how to live in a loving state. They haven't yet reached higher levels of consciousness. So they inflict pain where they go, both to themselves and to others. It's just a natural process of human evolution and spiritual growth. But as children, we don't understand that. So when we encounter very painful, overwhelming experiences, they're often more than our young nervous system can take. So we default to a very understandable defense mechanism, and that is to wall off or shut off the heart. It was just so painful to be open and receptive to the world and then receive pain or trauma of some kind. So we shut this down. It's almost like hitting the emergency button in a bank, and so instantly all of the steel doors slam shut, locking in the precious vault within. Now, this is an understandable reaction, but when, as children, we get out of the scary or overwhelming situation, it's incredibly rare for us to then go back and assess how is our body still in that reactive mode to that painful situation. Do I need to go back and reopen my heart? Very few children are ever taught to do that. And I have met so many 40, 50, 60-year-olds who are still living with their heart completely closed off to the world and to themselves. And they are still in a reactive freeze to something that may have happened when they were 5 years old. And in all that time, they've never once opened their heart back up to themselves or to others. And they're just frozen in a state of self-defense. Or so they think. Because what we call self-defense in our world today is actually self-sabotage. Love is our protection. That is our defense. When we go through life with our heart shut down and walled off, it actually shrinks down our aura or our energy protection. It's this energy field that's always around our body. And it shrinks down to almost nothing, making it incredibly easy for energy vampires to then drain your energy. It's when we can find the bravery to go back into the heart, to open up those places that we've walled off earlier in life. That is when our aura begins expanding back out and our protection starts coming back online. Now, this doesn't mean that you suddenly allow bad people back into your life. Not at all, because that would not be demonstrating love to yourself in any way. Life is organized in such a way to guide us into returning to the heart, returning to love. We all are, man or woman. We are all meant to live from our heart, to live in a state of acceptance and understanding towards others, even if they have completely different beliefs or lifestyle choices. We can accept them just as they are. And if negative or toxic people show up somewhere, we can be aware of that and sidestep around them without walling off our heart, which really only serves to harm us and doesn't do anything to them. So how does one even do this? How do you begin living from the heart? I can assure you this is not some vague ethereal term that sounds nice. No, there are practical steps. So I'll teach you right now how you can begin developing a connection to your heart today, how you can begin opening it back up no matter how young you were when you shut it down, and how you can use that skill set to begin protecting your energy from being drained by others so you can safely walk through life without feeling burned out or exhausted. Now, to begin, sit or stand with your spine as straight as you can make it. This is important. Take a couple of centering breaths. So you might want to take a nice deep inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Just a few of those to get centered and present back in the body, out of the mind. And now close your eyes, and I want you to tune your attention into the center of your chest, the heart center. And just see what you can feel there. Does it feel warm and expansive? Like the feeling you get when a small child runs happily into your arms, or a beloved animal comes racing towards you with their tail wagging, so happy to see you, and you feel your heart filled with love and joy. Do you feel that right now, sitting here? Or just tuning into that, does it feel cold or even difficult to feel anything? Whatever it is, be careful not to judge it. We're not in the business of judging it. We're just in the business of trying to get a very accurate assessment of where you're at right now. So just tune your attention in for a moment into the center of the chest and see if you can feel where your heart's at right now. Now, keeping your attention on that heart center, I want you to think of someone or something that you love. This could be a person, a place, an animal, something that's special to you, that just immediately brings sense of love or gratitude to you. And really picture this in your mind. See if you can feel your energy system already reacting to this positive person or animal or place. And tune into that heart. What is your heart doing as you think of this? Can you feel it open a bit? Can it soften? Maybe you feel it warm up. The change may be subtle at first, and that is perfectly fine. Remember, we're not judging, we're just assessing. So simply hold your attention on that heart center while thinking of someone or something that you love, and just watch to see any shift or change in that heart center. You can stay focused here with your eyes closed, watching and feeling the changes in your heart for as long as you'd like. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. That simple practice that we just did is the first step to bridging a new connection with your heart. It can be that gentle, of simply tuning into your heart. Now, how does that connect to energy protection? When our heart is walled off, as you learned, that shrinks our aura. When we do the opposite and we focus on things that help expand the heart, then our aura naturally begins expanding out as well, which blocks energy vampires or anyone that would like to drain you from taking that soul energy that you need for your path. This simple practice that we just walked through together, look how quick that was. You can do that every morning, especially before you go into the office or anywhere with crowds. Take just a moment. You can build in, say, 60 seconds into your schedule and focus in on that heart and think of someone or something that you love. And you're gently encouraging that heart. You're actually telling your heart that now it's safe. It's safe to let down some of those walls that you've been living with. The more you do this practice of tuning into the heart and encouraging it to open back up, the more love you'll start feeling coursing through your body. When I started this practice, I was so surprised by how much my thoughts changed. I started doing this every single morning. I would wake up and I would do a meditation practice, and at the end of my meditation, I would just spend about a minute doing the exact technique I just showed you. And I found that in just a matter of days, I was no longer feeling so pessimistic and anxious, and that my mood and my emotions started making really rapid improvements. I was suddenly feeling much more calm and peaceful, even in stressful moments. I didn't feel judgmental towards myself or others. I wasn't picking myself apart or doubting myself. I just felt comfortable in my own skin. I felt peaceful, and for the first time, I was grateful to be who I am. And what's incredible is as I was practicing that and getting to experience these wonderful changes, that aura began expanding more and more. And many people in my life who were very draining, they started just sort of leaving my life. They no longer could get energy from me. And so they immediately lost interest and they went elsewhere. And that's exactly what we want for you as well. Now, one note on this. As you practice this technique, don't be surprised if you suddenly feel emotions or tears rise up. You can think of a system of sewer or water pipes in a building, and they may get clogged with leaves and debris during a storm. And at some point, we're going to have to clear out all of that debris from the pipes to allow clear water to flow again through the pipes. Well, we also often have emotional or energetic debris in our heart from years of picking up energy and negativity from others, but also from years of maybe being negative towards ourselves, picking ourselves apart, doubting ourselves. All of this builds up, and it has to be cleared out so that we can allow real love to start coursing through us, so you can feel comfortable and confident in your own skin. Now, the process of clearing out that energetic debris from the heart, it often looks like kind of spontaneous bouts of emotion rising up. It might be tears, it might be anger. My best advice is to try your best to just allow it to happen. You have no responsibility to label the emotions, to match them to specific memories, or figure out why you're feeling each thing. You are not required to do that. Your body is brilliant. It knows how to clear, to let go, to release. It just needs us to cooperate with the process. So if you feel emotion come up any point when you're practicing this technique, just let it. It's completely fine. And just remind yourself, I'm just clearing out the pipes. It's fine. So I sincerely hope you'll try practicing this every day before you leave the house, but especially before going out around other people. Simply tuning in and expanding your heart back out. You can learn to protect your energy and never be drained again. And it all starts with coming back to living from your heart.